After 7 weeks of being on back order on the Lego.com website, the Creel House is finally coming back into stock this week. So I figured there was no better moment than right now to take the time to review this Stranger Things Lego set. Set number 11370 with over 2,500 pieces, and I really just want to give you my honest feedback on this set and whether you should go out to stores or go onto the website and buy this thing now it's back in stock. I'm just going to throw it right out at the start and say that this is one of the best Lego sets I have ever built. That's not to say that there aren't a few very minor qualms that I have with this, but on the whole, if you want a 30-second video on whether you should buy this Lego set or not, the answer is yes, you absolutely should. Regardless of whether you're a fan of the show Stranger Things or just a fan of Lego, this is one of the best, most technical and interesting builds that I have had the pleasure of building. And of course, we're starting with the set piece. The fact that this set opens up the way that it does is an absolute feat of engineering that I genuinely did not believe would be possible with Lego. Let alone that this has no elastic parts in it at all. This is pure plastic Lego bricks doing incredible work. Because once it's opened up, it appears as if there is no straight bits of Lego remaining absolutely anywhere on the set. Every single room in this house splits apart, and it really is as simple as pulling two trees apart and pushing them back together. No moving parts, no latches or clasps, just ingenuity at its absolute finest. And if I just remove the two vehicles that come with this set just for a moment, I can show you just how easy this is to put back together. And that's it. In about 3 clicks, every single piece goes back to the full Lego Creel House. And the fact that after you've pushed this together, there is virtually no seams between any part of this model. It's just incredible. I really cannot talk to the mechanics of this enough. This is a fantastically accurate representation of the house from the TV show. And Lego has clearly taken so much time to make sure that every detail is as accurate, is as reflective of the TV show as it possibly could be, both at the front of the set and also the interior scenes. And as we spin it round, you can see a couple of the scenes from the TV show. I'll try to keep it relatively spoiler-free, but it's always very difficult when you're doing a Lego set which is based on the 4th and 5th seasons of a TV show. So of course, we've got the infamous dining room downstairs, a really critical scene. Obviously, the bedrooms, every single one of them is really unique, and they've got some really cool sticker pieces as well, which sort of focus on some of the little highlights of the series as well. You do have a couple of printed pieces in there as well, so some of the little tiles, some of the old classic Lego ones, but mostly in this set it is stickers, which I think is a very minor concern, but realistically for a £250 item, you would probably expect a few more stickers in this set. If not all of them, certainly a handful. If you've seen the series, I think it is missing some further detailing in the attic. Obviously there's a lot of scenes that take place there, and I think that was a really big missed opportunity as part of this set to highlight some of the most critical moments in the TV show. But realistically, that's a very small complaint to make about a set that is so packed with details all the way through. Just to show you the opening mechanic from the rear, you see so many little bits of detail pop up in this set. So if I just pull on these two trees on either side, you can see everything fall apart. And you can see all the bar elements, all the turns, just working so well together to show you the mechanics, but also really well hidden still. You know, unless you were really looking for them, you probably wouldn't notice them in the set. So in terms of the main model, the house itself, there really is so little that I would change, Apart from the interior of the attic, every bit of this set is so meticulously well planned and incredibly well executed. And if I'm being totally honest, if this set had been £250 and didn't include the vehicles that came with it, I would still have been a very, very happy fan. But that does bring us on, of course, to the additional pieces that come with this set. And I'm going to start off by saying there are a couple of rogue choices as part of this. First off, a lamppost. I don't specifically remember a lamppost being a key part of any scene of any part of Stranger Things, but they've made sure to include one to gain an extra, 4 pieces in this set? A very odd choice. So we'll put that one over to the side as a bit of a rogue one. Maybe they got too many lampposts to use up. Next up, we've got the post box. Now, I do understand why this is in the set. Again, for those who have seen the show, you'll know exactly what this is in reference to. My only real quibble with this is, why is it a standalone piece built right at the start? This could definitely have been integrated as part of the front driveway on the set, rather than having loose on the side. Again, we'll put that to one side as a strange decision on LEGO's part, even though the actual parts and the theme behind it makes a lot of sense. Instead, we'll move on to the 2 vehicles that come with this set, and in my opinion, I think the set could have done without these. If I had to take a guess, I would say between these 2 parts of the set, there's probably around 300 pieces that they've used. And these really are fantastic builds. We'll start off with the red car, which is Steve's car from the series, a BMW of some form. I am not a big enough car fan to know, and I think this is a fantastic representation again of the car that exists within the show. But the question I'd be asking myself as a LEGO designer when I designed and put forward this set is this car integral to the build it's accompanying? And I think the answer to that is probably no. This is a fantastic looking build. I think it's one of the nicest LEGO cars I've actually put together, with all the detailing around the hood. It really is a very cool set to put together. I just don't know whether the 100 or so pieces that they used as part of this should have been used, or if the set could have been maybe £10 cheaper without its inclusion. And I end up asking the exact same question with the WSQK Radio van. It's a fantastic build in itself. It does have a lot of stickers, but does it specifically add anything to the Creel House? And I think, again, the reality to that is probably not. And if there is 200 or so pieces in this van, maybe that could have been an extra £20 off the set. So if we remove the both of them, you're looking at a set that could have been around £30 cheaper than it actually was. Because of course, it's not just the pieces that go into this, but also the number of stickers that they've also designed for it. Just on this van alone, there are 9 stickers. And not just 9 stickers, but 9 stickers which are meant to be adjoining across LEGO pieces as well, which is one of my least favourite ways of having stickers on a set. As I've said for everything else, I think that this set is incredibly accurate to the show. I think it's a really great representation of what we saw on screen, but the reality is that this is £20 worth of parts, which didn't need to exist in this set. Why not do that as a LEGO set on its own for £30? I think that would have been a phenomenal addition to the Stranger Things set, and also it gives LEGO an opportunity of having some of these minifigures in different sets rather than just the big one, which I know a lot of people aren't really a fan of. But the reality is that LEGO has a lot of production costs, so by able to split these out a little bit more, they could probably even charge £35 or £40 for these 2 vehicles with the minifigures, and people would have still bought it to accompany the set, but it wouldn't have been forced as part of every purchase. Obviously, I think it would have been nice to still receive the minifigures from each of these in the main set, because they are all critical characters in the Creel House, but maybe these could have been additionals, maybe with slightly different costumes, slightly different minifigure torsos, just to differentiate them from the ones that experience the Creel House versus those that are across the 5 different seasons. And really, the minifigures is where this set both sails and slips up. Some of the characters are really fantastically done, incredibly accurate to those that are on screen. Some are less so. We'll start with Steve. He's really got that smirk, that smarmy attitude that he has across the show. I think his hair's really accurate, as is his jacket as well. I think it's a really good piece of design with this minifigure. Similar with Holly Wheeler, I think this one is probably the best in the bunch. Really fantastic, so accurate to how she's represented in the 5th season of the show. I love the yellow cape that she's got, and the wand/torch with the gemstone element in the top of it. This is a really cool minifigure. Now, Robin's a great addition to this set. My only real quibble with this character is that they've got the headphones around their neck, and I don't remember Robin explicitly wearing them apart from when she was in the radio station, which wouldn't really be appropriate for these scenes in particular. Now, Mike looks brilliant in this set. There is a bit of a running theme of too many torches in this set, but Mike does look absolutely spot on. Of course, we wouldn't want to split up Mike and Eleven. I do think that Eleven is one of the weaker minifigures in this set. The face printing itself really doesn't evoke that character, especially across season 4 and 5. The actual torso and the dual moulded legs are really cool, but I really don't understand what this is meant to be. I don't remember a yellow liquid with an orange bottle. Please do tell me below though if you can remember where that exists in the show. Lucas is so cool though. I think this is my favourite minifigure in the set, apart from one which I'm going to show you towards the end. I love his little ghetto blaster, obviously really intrinsic to season 4 and his relationship with Max. I just think they absolutely hit all of the right notes with this one in particular. I do really like Max as a minifigure. I think the torso printing is really cool. The only bit that I would probably question is the choice of hair. They've gone more with her season 5 look rather than more classic season sort of 3 and 4, where I think she's a little bit more recognisable, but obviously then it wouldn't have matched the torso printing as well. I think overall, this is one of the few minifigures where I wish that they'd chosen a different part of the series rather than season 5. I really like the Nancy minifigure. It does evoke a little bit more of the earlier seasons in this one. I do wish we could have got a Rambo-style Nancy as part of this set, but to my own points, it wouldn't have necessarily been appropriate for the Creel House, but it definitely would have been appreciated, because that's a really cool look. Of course, again, we wouldn't want to split up Jonathan and Nancy. Jonathan's hairpiece is strange. I know that Jonathan doesn't have the best kept hair in all of Hawkins, but this really does not elicit the character that it's going for. I think it almost would have been better with maybe Will's haircut in a recolour. It definitely doesn't suit this character at all. I think the colour's wrong, I think the style's wrong. Other than that, a really nice minifigure. I really like its torso, but that hairpiece, just the wrong choice, Lego. And I'm here talking about hairpieces again. Give Will his bowl cut. That's what he needs. That's what he's looked like for 4 seasons in this show. I do not understand why they've gone for a medium brown hairpiece that's not a bowl cut. His hair is dark, almost jet black it looks in the show, and it is definitely nothing like that. Okay, we're nearly there. 2 more minifigures after this. This is Mr. Whatsit. He plays a key part in Stranger Things Series 5, which may be a spoiler in itself, but I won't take it more than there. I think this is really accurate to how he looks in the show, and I really wouldn't change anything at all with this particular minifig. Up next, Vecna. I think this is such a cool minifigure. I do wonder if it could have benefited from one of sort of the bold pieces that LEGO used to do. I've seen them a lot less so in the last few years, but I think it would have really benefited just to smooth out his head, because he is a very smooth boy. But look at that claw piece on his arm. That is such a cool addition, and I wonder where LEGO is going to use that next, because they don't normally like making pieces just to be used once. And finally, we come to my favourite minifigure in this whole set, and possibly my favourite minifigure I have ever owned. Dustin is perfect. I love the Hellfire Club print on his torso. I love his hat with his hair poking out around the side. The dual or even triple moulding in that is absolutely stunning. I tell you what though, I just want to be able to buy the Hellfire Club torsos and put them on all of the characters. I wish we'd got a full range of Hellfire Club. That would have been so good. So just to round up, this set has been exquisite. I've spent the last 7 weeks putting this together and loving every single moment that I've got to build this. I genuinely cannot recommend enough. If you have the money and the space to buy this set, go out and buy it. It is an absolute must-buy for 2026. Even with my very minor qualms around some of the minifigures and the inclusion of the 2 vehicles, I still think that this is an absolute must-buy. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's loads more coming in the coming weeks. But thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.